my expenses were just mounting, and it's like you helped me during one of the hardest times of my life.
And I'm back, and I've made a shed load of cash in real estate
because I was able to, with a click of a button, to blow up my social media.
Hey guys, you guys got to dive in this AI. You have to do this. I'm just so infatuated with it. And so what happened is that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi guys, hi Michael, hi Jennifer, Alicia, Jonathan, Deb. So guys, if you can have the cameras on, that would be appreciated, please. Just gonna wait another few minutes for everyone to join. Just put it in chat where you're tuning from. I'm in Sydney, so it's 6:30 a.m. Anyone else in Australia?
You already got it. Correct. There's that's first promoter that's been around for like ages, right?
Okay. And you guys need to mute yourself. So Toronto, Huntington Beach, Canada, Melbourne, Jennifer, yes, yeah, of course. Philly, Canada, Eddie, hi Eddie from Brisbane. Good to see you here. So guys, so today's session is about the AIpreneurs success stories. I was really for looking forward to it. So as you guys know that we have an AIpreneur of the month, and the AIpreneur of the month is getting $1,000 cash, and also get an opportunity to get interviewed in my podcast. I've been running my podcast. I've run it like for a couple of months early last year, and I had really big names in my podcast, and I started getting quite good success out of it. But then I put it on pause, and I was like, what about if I bring it back again? That's like a a great excuse to bring it back again, and maybe like I can bring it back by interviewing the AIpreneur success stories every month. And so the point of this is that to, everyone that had a success with our program, with AI and using our framework and or AIpreneurs Business Lab, you guys can share about step by step of how you went from 0 to 10K, 20K, 30K, depends on what your success story is. And then you can share with everyone so everyone can learn from it. How did you do that? Did you do discovery call? Did you do ads? Did you do funnel? So that's basically the point of these calls. So we had 4 people that nominated this month that Tatiana brought to my attention that they had the biggest success stories. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna invite all of those 4 people to have a chat and to go through their stories, how much money they made, did they make a first client, what is the offering is. So they go through the details, and then after that, you guys get an opportunity to connect with them. So with all of the AIpreneur success stories, if you guys want to connect with those people, you're more than welcome. And those people, if you guys have the calendar that you want to share the successes, so feel free to share with people. And this is kind of like the community wants to support each other, hold each other's hands. And yeah, if you want to connect with those people, say, hey, you did that. Can you help me with that? How can I do that too? So you guys more than welcome to connect with each other. And the success stories, you're more than welcome to share your calendar or your school handle so that people can connect with you. So does it sound good? Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. And then at the end of the call, we're going to decide to see who's going to be AIpreneur of the month. We're going to get a vote from everyone. And also, obviously, I count my vote as well. And to gotta see like who do you think that it's going to be the AIpreneur of the month based on what they've gone through. And it's not just about making money, it's also about the process as well, right? If someone said, hey, I just made $30,000 because my friend just wanted me to help me with the website, then that success story not necessarily is a success story in terms of like that they use our program and to be able to, to get there. So it's about the whole process as well. How did you get there? And what was the process of getting there? All right, so Athena Maria. So hi Athena, good to see you. So
Hello.
yeah, so what we're gonna do is that so who wants to volunteer? So we have Deborah Spence, we have Alicia Lopez, we have Jonathan. Jonathan, what was his surname? Jonathan M.
Mitchell.
Mitchell. Yes, sorry, I forgot. And we have Jennifer Brunelli, yeah, Jennifer Brunelli. So these are the 4 people that nominated, that had the successes. Who wants to go first? It's up to you guys, the 4 of you. And we're gonna have a little bit of Q&A as well. Like after each speaker speak,
I'll go
we're gonna
first.
have a quick. Okay, very good, Deborah. I like it. So you go first. I'm just gonna pin you quickly. Here we go. If you have anything to share, Deborah, if you have any presentation, you have any Google Doc, anything, feel free to share it. If you don't have anything to share, then you can just like go through your story. And feel free to go through your story as well, like where is all started? Because it's usually going to inspire people, right? Our story really matters, as we know.
Okay, so I'm a little nervous. Like where did it start? Okay, I'll start in November of last year. So November of last year, I had about $76 in my account and had mortgage to pay, car note to pay, and bills up the wazoo. And my family telling me to get a job at McDonald's, Enterprise, anywhere, so that I can support us. And I didn't want to quit. I'm so committed to my company. The name of my business is my name. And I felt if I quit, I'm quitting on myself. And if it wasn't my name, I probably would have quit, but it's not my name. So I pursued on and stumbled in November. Um, Atena won school games. So she was all over the school community. She blew up. I was following some people and they were like, oh my God, you have to check out Atena's program. And she was on the top of the leaderboard. And it was just, so much information, so many people pointing to check her out. So I clicked on her profile, and by this time it was like beginning of December. She had like, you had to pay like 5 grand to get in. It wasn't any monthly fee. It wasn't the like the Black Friday promotion she had. So I'm like, oh, what am I to do now? This seems like the answer to my problems. I kept checking it like every day, like frantically checking, like clicking, is it open up yet? Is it going to be monthly soon? And eventually, I think mid-December, it opened up to monthly. But by then, I joined the free community. And in the free community, I just went all in. I took all of the classes, and I met Alicia. I met some great people in there. And Alicia helped me, and some other people helped me. And then, I wrote a compassionate chat to Gabor about letting me have the opportunity to get accelerator. Um, and he unlocked it for me. I don't know if he's gonna get in trouble for that. But
No, ask me for permission.
oh, okay. Oh, thank
Yeah,
God. I didn't want to share
he,
that because I didn't know.
he did. He sent me a message with a screenshot of that. And he said, do you
I
have any
told him.
objection? I unlocked this course for her. And the course is $1,000. And my answer was, no, not at all. Go for it. And yeah, and then yeah, he unlocked it for you. And then after that, I saw that you joined like shortly after.
I
So
made
tell me about
money.
what happened? What happened from the time you had access to that course that you felt very lucky that all of a sudden you're getting free access to $1,000 course to joining the program? What happened there? Because I knew that you had some problem with the financial, and what happened with that in that period?
It wasn't luck, Atena. I unlocked once you and Gabor unlocked that course, that $1,000 gift to me, that's probably worth more, like 50 grand. I spent like all night and days just taking the courses and implement like one computer, watching a video, and then doing it on the other, on the laptop. And I made money. I made like 6 grand in 3 days. And so like, I joined the course, I made another 6 grand. And it was just full speed ahead from there because what you taught in the course worked for me. And so I knew it worked for me and I knew I was going to implement it. And I'm just a doer I'm not really one of those professional, you take the course and then, whatever.
You
No,
are
I
like me,
actually,
Deb. You're absolutely like me. You
and
just
that's why I was drawn to you. Antenna, you
into
just like, you're the same way. You're just like, you're assertive, you're a go-getter. You really make it happen.
this
And
the
that was,
course, by the way, that Deb talking about everyone, in case that you're
that's
wondering
it.
about the
That's
certificate.
it. Yeah,
So let
that's
us
it.
know a little bit about how did you make money out of this course? Which module? What did you do? Just if you don't mind to go ahead.
I did the sub magic, which you talk about in one of the video trainings. And you didn't even do a sub magic training, but you mention it in one
I
of the
think,
video
yeah.
trainings
Oh, well
about
done.
how
Yeah.
to make the videos, and you take your long form videos and you clip it into like 30 seconds. You
Mhm.
use that one, yeah, but then you also talk about sub
Yes.
magic.
I think that
That's the
was
one
in this video that I talk about it. I do recall that. Yes. And what did you do with that? Like, that
I
you could.
created 90 days worth of reels from it. And so I had it started posting on Instagram, YouTube, and what happened was unbelievable because I'm a real estate coach, but because of my social media having, entering, put in information, reels, using AI to make social media posts, something unintentional happened. My real estate brokerage, that business blew up because they're like, "Oh, where you been, Dev? Oh, I see you here. I have this listing. Can you list this home for me? Can you help me buy a home?" And all of this new business came to me without me trying to get real estate brokerage business because I was trying to transition out of that. Because I got sick a few years ago. I lost my hair. I intentionally didn't wear my hat today because you can see I lost my hair. I was very sick. And real estate is a grind, right? So it is a physical grind. You have to show homes. You have to show up for 5-hour inspections. You're walking up steps. And because I got sick, I wasn't able to do it. So I like doing real estate from my couch, which is real estate coaching, teaching other people how to do it. But unintentionally, the brokerage business blew up because I was, like Atena said, omnipresent. I was everywhere because I was able to, with a click of a button, to blow up my social media with
Wow.
so many
Deb,
videos.
show us your social media. Let's do. Are you happy to full screen? I think everyone wants to see what you did with the social.
Okay, I don't have a lot of followers, but you don't need a
It
lot of
doesn't
followers
matter. It's not
to do
about the
business.
follower. Remember,
Okay,
I always say that it's not about the follower because no one
okay.
cares.
All right, so it was from Instagram, YouTube, which
And
one?
everyone follow Deb in Instagram, YouTube, whatever that
Okay,
is.
I'll do Instagram. It's at Deborah Spence,
You can
real
put
estate
the link in there.
coach.
So guys, if you want to see what Deb is doing, obviously like she started doing content creation
think
for her
that's it.
social. Feel free to follow her through, and then we also support her to give her some followers.
Right, and you'll see real estate coach, sorry, take away the ing, and you'll see that I really just started in like December, like making the real estate coach. That's the Instagram.
Very good. Let's check it out. So basically in 3 days, so you started watching AI Accelerator Code, you instantly took action and you started creating those shorts using the training, and then that's it. So what other training did you
I
did you
did the cold outreach.
call
Um,
outreach for the client acquisition course or AIpreneurs Agency Accelerator?
that was in the AI. Well, you mentioned it a little bit in the AI accelerator course.
Yeah.
There's something in there. Let me see what else I did. I wrote notes because Atina Marie told me to write notes. I told her the other day I was really nervous, and she said to write notes if I get stuck. So I did cold outreach. I did the workflow, like the email marketing workflow from the lab, right? You can do endless amount of email marketing flow, and you can add it to your CRM. I did a funnel I did a sales funnel.
So I think you're talking about, let me just go to the module so everyone knows which modules you're talking about. I'm just going to share the screen
Okay.
with you guys.
Sure.
So our AIpreneurs Agency Accelerator members, you guys have access to this course for free. So everything that you see here, I'm sharing about the at the moment the free community, but the exact same course available in the paid community. So you guys have access to that. So I think you're talking about like this email marketing course. Did you take
Yes.
this one? Because this is one of the best module. Guys, the top two best module inside AIpreneurs Agency Accelerator is the automated email marketing campaigns. This is a very, very, very good training. And also the other one is this Marketing Mastery Mapping 360, which is my framework about how you can basically find out about what your competitors doing from start to finish. Literally from how they get the leads, what happens when they get the lead, how they nurture them. And with the modeling techniques that we're teaching you, and then you can use the lab, you are able to model them literally 360. That's what we call it, 360. So these two modules under marketing mastery mapping. So entire all of these modules is designed for the modeling, marketing mastery mapping, and is provided comprehensive training about everything, about the Facebook ads, about the funnels. But then the first one and the last one under this module are the top two popular and one of my favorite. So tell us a little bit about more about that. So you did that module, and then what did you do with the email sequences or automation? Just gonna.
I created the email sequences and I put it into my CRM. At the time I had MailChimp, and I send it out to the leads that I had. And that's when, people started calling me and say, hey, can you, sell my home? Can you help me buy a home? And the email was about real estate coaching, but just because I was there in their inbox, they reached out because like top of mind, right? Like, oh, Deb, she's real estate. So they just automatically assumed she's still selling real estate. And I did not say no, right? I'm broke at the time. I took everything and I'm really grateful for it because now I have some people to help me in a team and so forth. But yeah, that gift that you and Gabor gave me, it changed the trajectory of my, not only my life, but my business. And it was so kind, right? And it was like Christmas gift, like a Christmas miracle. And
I'm so glad to hear it, Deb. I'm so glad. I'm glad that you reached out because also the story that you said to Gabor, obviously, because people request this sort of thing all the time, right? Can I have free access to this and that? But I could see like it was very genuine. Like when I saw your story, like instantly after reading the first paragraph, I was like 100% because I could see the genuine. And I'm just so glad that you reach out. And that's another thing, guys. If you are at the position in life that you're struggling, reach out to us, right? Just reach out to us and say, hey, I'm struggling. Like, what can we do for you? So we're always here to support you. And even though if that's something that's not on a TSC or there's something is a paid program. So thank you for sharing that. And thanks for reaching out. Thanks for being brave enough to be able actually to share your genuineness and get vulnerable and with us
yeah,
and do that. Like this means a lot. That means a lot what you did.
it
A lot
did.
of people don't do it. They don't do what you did. And I think that's what we call it faith, right? You just, show that your vulnerability and you were very genuine, and then this is what happened. So
Yeah.
really congratulations. So let us know about getting your first client, because I'm quickly going to share the screen with you guys. I show about a couple of the wins that Deb shared with us. Sorry, classroom, no, community. All right, so we're gonna go to this, so you can tell us about all of them. So 23 appointment book. Let me just go a little bit back. Before $0, after 30K. So you got a lot of win. Like, I can literally see that Deb's win coming weekly. Like every week she's making progress with a new win. Very, very impressive. So let us know about this 0 to 30K. How did it all happen?
Well, that's my $76, right? The screenshot, my $76 in November. And then, a few weeks ago, I made 30K. I think now I'm at about 46 47, 48. One more day in the week,
Forty.
in the
40
month,
days
I'll
in a
hit 50.
month. You're absolutely right, Deb. Absolutely. Okay, so you need to tell us all of the secret. Again, guys, please reach out to Deb.
Okay.
If
All
it is
right, bear with me
Those
because
of you that require a bit of support, reach out to Deb. If Deb, you're obviously happy to support, and there are people from
course.
free community here in the school. So please reach out to Deb if you guys need any support, any coaching or anything that because she absolutely like rocketed it. 47K in 30 days, like this is so impressive. It so much reminds me of myself a year ago, Deb. So when I started in February, I had $0, absolutely $0, no team, nothing. I made a six-figure business in 6 weeks. So I made over $100,000 in 6 weeks. And I can see what's happening. Another 2 weeks, you make another 50K. You can have my break record. And at the time when I achieved that, I was like, six-figure in 6 weeks. Like, what did you do, Atana? Like, I couldn't even believe how I could do that. But all I can say that I worked extremely hard and I took so much action, constantly taking action one after executing. I spend like 90% of my day every single day just executing. And like that's exactly you are me a year ago. So okay,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit more about this.
So, like you said, massive action daily, right?
Mhm.
So what I did was cold outreach. I set up you know, outreach, sending out the email marketing. I set up local meetups with meetups and chamber events, the SBA events, and that blew up into like meetups blew up into something that um created more opportunities for invite to other meetup groups, get an invite to do a presentation in front of 360,000 realtors, Facebook group. I what else? The
So did you follow the free client acquisition course?
with client acquisition, the
Yeah.
first one. Yes, absolutely.
So what she's talking about, guys, so it's this course for free client acquisition. If you guys haven't explored it, it's based on the cold outreach. So it's designed for the people that don't have any money to spend on the paid advertising and they can start trying to get the clients using this cold outreach method. There are 7 strategies that share in this course. All of the paid member, you guys have free access to it. If you are in the free community, you can purchase this course for $497, I believe. Free client acquisition 497 and the free client acquisition 2, I think 197. So, all right, so keep going.
Yep. And so the speaking engagements, the email marketing, the cold outreach, the organics, doing the reels on social media, and then I created the sales funnel for the webinar sales funnel, and I did that in funnel hacking class with Gabor. I did it, and then he helped me, make it nice. And then a week later, I did the webinar sales funnel from the ultimate sales funnel snapshot you shared. So I used that and I just created the sales funnel based on what Meta Azriel
Yes.
gave some advice for me. And so I used all of the resources in the
You're
community
amazing.
because everything is there.
I saw you were in the call with Azria yesterday, and I was just so proud of you. You guys, like this session you guys having with our coaches, I know who's attending, who's not. I'm so proud of all of you. And I saw that Leo is launched his campaign. You launched his campaign. It was who else was it? I think it was Jonathan on that call. There was like 3 campaign. And I saw, oh wow, all these people launched a Facebook campaign. This is what I want to see. Yes, this is implementation call. Absolutely
Yeah.
well done on that. I was so proud when I saw that because obviously you started with the free client acquisition because you didn't have money to spend in marketing. You got the first free clients, you build a fund, now you push into the paid advertising.
Right. And then that was the last step, the paid advertisement for the webinar opt-in funnel. And that's where I'm getting so much success. My average lead cost is about $4. And
Wow.
my webinar submission, I think it's almost at 200. And it's only been running for 7 days. Well, today's the 8th day.
Yeah.
And
Do you mind to share
all
the
of
link?
this,
Yeah,
all
share
of
the
this is from the lab, right? All of this is used in the lab to and the resources and all of these great people and coaches that we have. And with Atena Marie, she's awesome, right? Tatiana's awesome. I use their knowledge, their help for questions. They're very supportive and encouraging and kind. And so everything is available for you in this community. You can't fail, right? If you do what they're asking you to do, which is not a lot, right? Just implement what they train on. Yeah.
So a
And
big shout out to AIpreneurs team. Everyone, you do all doing
yeah,
a great job. So Deb, do you mind to share the link to your webinar funnel, please? So everyone can have a look.
sure.
Pop it in the chat.
Oh, I have to get the whole thing. Oh, yeah.
The next thing that we want to find out is what is your offer, Deb? Because obviously,
Sure.
like you must have an irresistible offer that to be able to close those deal. So I assume everyone interested to find out what their offer is, right? Because you know that offer really the first foundation of the any advertising is having an irresistible offer. Because you could do everything perfectly, you don't have a irresistible offer, you can't sell. So that's very, very important. And one of the very first step of everything that we help someone with is the offer.
Okay, so the lab gave me my irresistible offer.
Yeah.
Irresistible offer is the 2 deals per month. It guaranteed if they do everything I tell them to do, I'll pay them $5,000. And it is an agreement, it is in the terms and conditions, and it's a 3-month. They can choose for me to continue to work with them or I pay them. And so far, no one's complained or balked about anything. Everyone's actually doing what they're supposed to do and getting clients and only spending a few hours with the tools that I teach them.
So I'm just going to share the screen if you can quickly. We're going to see what tool. So guys, the tools inside the lab, the offer creation has been, the prompt behind it is based on the Alex Hormozy's $100 million offer book, right? So that has been designed based on that. So the Alex Hormozy in a $100 million offer book, let me just quickly share give me 1 second. I can show you guys what I'm talking about. If you guys haven't watched, haven't seen, so you guys see my background. So this is a book I'm talking about, a $100 million offer. And I read that book a few times. You can see like all of my notes and highlights. I really, really got obsessed with this. And the other book is that $100 million lead. So this is, I would say that's one of the best books I ever read. Obviously, you can see some of the other my favorite book. But with that $100 million offer, so what happened is that he goes very deep dive about how to create a irresistible offer that anyone would feel stupid to say no. So there's a big book about that. Obviously, I got obsessed with it, and I'm a prompt engineer. So what I did that I started training the AI, the tool, about how to create the irresistible offer based on that methodology. So that's why it's really, really cool. So that the tool that you guys see here, so we have an offer summarizer, but offer stack creator, power offer creator. So we got multiple tool here. So which one did you use, Deb? Do you remember? Did you use offer stack creator or power offer creator? This one is more like a pitch. This one is more for like to put in sales pages and to put in the landing pages. This one's kind of like a little bit of pitcher style. Do you remember which one to use? Sorry, you're muted, Deb.
I think I used the power offer. I went through the flow and I don't think the offer one was the right one. Yeah, I used all of them.
Okay, perfect. Do
I
you have
played around with all of them. There's so many options in there, and you can mix and match Atina showed me how to do side by side with different language modules. You know, you could have one for chat, one for Claude, one for you know, Mistral or Meta.
So guys, I wanted to show you this new version of the software. This is what I created. So basically train the bots about the Alex Hormoz's two book, Russell Brunson Perfect Webinar myself. I was playing around with it yesterday. That was very, very interesting. But with the new version of the software, it's a next level. So basically it's the whole book has been trained. So if you want to talk to Hormozy about this offer or want to talk about this book, it's basically the bot has been trained. So I'm very, very excited about this because I believe this is the next level, and that's just going to keep adding as well. Like this is what you see at the moment. We're going to keep adding more mentors and the best marketers in the world. I'm planning to bring them here as a mentor, so you guys can basically like chat with them. One of the other mentors I have in my mind to bring it is a sales mentor, that Jeremy Lee Miner. So he's a sales mentor. He's a world #1 sales mentor, and I would love to bring him here as a mentor. So you guys can, if you need any help with the sales, with the pitches, with the script, then that's going to be next level. This is just my vision, what I'm planning to do with here. But I thought I would mention it, just a little bit of a sneak peek about the new software. I think it's the first time I'm actually sharing the new software with all of you. Some of you that already selected and doing some beta testing, but we can also see very, very nice UX. And yeah, we have the flows and we have everything is a little bit more smooth, like all of the corners and stuff has been added in here instead of the extension. And we can have the business context on the top. You can have the style guide. You can choose your language model as a default. But yeah, I thought I would go a bit of a sneak peek while we're talking about the mentors. All right, here we go. So they're basically, how many clients do you have at the moment? Could you get?
I have 17.
17 clients?
Mhm.
Wow, well done. So all of them is coming from the client acquisition approaches, or any of them from paid? Because
17 from real estate coaching, and the others are from, you know, the unintended consequences of real estate. But I don't include that in the 17 number because the offer is literally for real estate coaching and getting them 2 deals per month. And so I'm working with 17 right now.
wow, that's amazing there. You're definitely on the track to build a 6-figure very, very soon, a 7-figure by the end of this year. What is your goal? Where do you want to see yourself at the end of this
Uh,
year?
Well, I met my goal is 50K a month, so I have to
Didn't
I have
take
to
long,
do a
huh?
6-figure goal now.
Di-
Yeah, I
Didn't
have
take
to change
long.
it.
30
Yeah.
days, 33 days?
hmm Yeah.
What is your
So
goal
my
by the end
goal
of
is
the year?
100 now.
100 a month. So 1.2 million by the end of the year.
Yeah.
100%, I cannot see why you cannot achieve it. If you just continue taking action like this, 100% you would achieve it. 100%. Just need to continue taking action, keep the momentum going. Yeah, guys, one thing that I found out, and after reading a lot of books and study successful people, the moment that you start feeling comfortable in business, that's when you start sinking. Don't get too comfortable. Say, oh, I made my 50K and no, I'm comfortable, because the moment you're comfortable, you're gonna start sinking, unfortunately, and other people are gonna take over you. So this is something that I'm gonna tell you something as a gift that you can take it, Deb, if you want to. This is what I do myself. Every time that I achieve a goal, I immediately set up a new goal. Immediately. Like in a matter of seconds. I don't let myself to get comfortable even for one day. So I achieve a goal, I immediately set a bigger goal. So this is my key secret about how I just keep going and don't feel comfortable in business, because if I feel comfortable, I know I'm gonna sink.
Yeah.
So make sure you keep the momentum going. Yeah, you achieve a goal, you set a bigger goal, you set a bigger goal, you just keep going, like you don't stop until you get to the point that you build a business that is so systemized and automated that you don't have to be involved in a business yourself. Like our goal is that we build a business that we only spend an hour a month even if he wanted to, when he's still collecting the cash. This is the sort of the business we AIpreneurs want to build. And I know it's possible. I've literally met a billionaire in Funnel Hacking Live that he showed me his transaction notification, $460 million in the last month he made. And you know what
Wow.
he told me? He said that that was one of his businesses. He said that I only spend half an hour a month having a meeting with CEO to report me what's happening. That's it. That's the maximum involvement I had in that business. One meeting a month. And on top of that, he's just tracking the KPIs and he's just tracking the notification. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a business you want to be, right? So
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna go. Systemize and automate the process as we go. We build a team, try to keep the team to be small, because the bigger the team is, the harder to manage, to be able to build these businesses that we sleep and we make money. And that's my own goal as well. And that should be your goal and all of the AIpreneurs goal. But believe me, you will get there. It just at the beginning, you need to work hard to get to that.
absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a period of time that you need to work hard, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. And then you get to the time that you're gonna say, you know what? It was all worth it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I also created a CRM using the Go High Level. I call it I'll put it in the chat, but that's something that probably would have taken me years to build or create, but using Go High Level based on the training, right? I was able to do that, which brings, monthly recurring revenue at $297 a month. So
Well
it's just, I'm gonna
done.
put it in here.
You're on fire, Gary. You're absolutely
I'm
on
in flow state. It's like, it's just like an incredible feeling when you're in flow state and everything just comes together that you've been working on. It's an incredible feeling. So, but I appreciate you all for like
I
getting
appreciate
me to this point. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Absolutely on fire. I already want to vote to Deb, so it's gonna be very hard for Jennifer, Jonathan, and Alex not to compete with Deb, right? It's gonna be very hard to compete with her. So okay, so
Real
I'm
quick, Tina.
sorry, yes.
Sorry to
Go ahead.
before we move on, I just want to, Deb, if you could please put the link to your webinar. I didn't see that in the comments. We'd love to have that for everybody to take a look.
Sure.
Sorry to interrupt. Thank you.
Very good. All right, so while Lady Deb, thank you so much for sharing your story and all of the trick, everything you did. So guys, please connect with Deb. So Deb, if you don't mind, you want to share your the link to your social, which you did, and also like if you have any calendar, the link to your Skool handle, so the members can connect with you.
Sure. I'm working on that right now.
All right. So next, who wants to go next?
So if nobody wants to go.
Alicia, you're next. Here we go. I'm gonna pin you. Hi, Alicia.
Hey, everybody. Hi, Tina.
How are you going?
I'm great. I'm great. So thank you. I really appreciate this opportunity. I mean, I really am fond of the community and, the leadership that you provided. We got to spend some time in Vegas. And so she's an amazing person. I've always said that, and I'll get in more to my story, but she's truly amazing and she really cares about people. And I think for me, when it comes to leadership, that is the most important thing. Because you can follow many influencers, you can follow many leaders, and if they, and you can tell real quick if they have a heart for what they're doing. And so, had an opportunity to meet Atena. And so, for me, I can definitely say that she's a stand-up woman. So.
Oh, thank you so much for all the kind words. I really appreciate it. You are too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, I mean, I'll explain how I use the lab in multiple ways, but my story, just to start off with, I owned a gym for 15 years. 15 years, just gave blood, sweat, and tears to that. And, when COVID, unfortunately, I had to shut it down just because in California, gyms were a no-no. And so it was heartbreaking, like I said, when you build a business for 15 years and, when something like that happens, I was crushed. Again, and oftentimes as an entrepreneur, you build your identity around, your business. And so you become so involved. I'm a mom. I have twin boys, 11 years old. They basically grew up in that gym, and it was a community gym where people came and actually congregated, and they loved being there. And like Alex even mentioned one time, people, they don't even come to work out anymore. They just eat whatever they want, and they just want to hang out because of the community, right? And so, that's what I built within my community. And for me, it was heartbreaking. And so, long story short, closed it down and had a pivot because I had a family. And so, for myself, I didn't know what I was going to do. I just researched online, what is the next greatest thing? AI and blockchain. So I'm like, what the hell's that stuff? Like, I just dove into it. I found a program called Jasper back in, I think it was 2020, dove into Jasper. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. No one knows about it. And so I start just connecting. And I'm like, wow, I can do this. Okay. I had 25 trainers, independent trainers at my gym. When we closed for COVID, they didn't know what to do. So I helped them pivot, get online, get their knowledge online. And I think in 2018, I took the mastermind course with Tony and Dean. And so I dove into that. So I had that knowledge. So I used that knowledge, AI, and I started creating courses for all my personal trainers. And then I happened to link up with a friend, and we start working for an influencer in the fitness space. And
Yeah.
so P90X, anybody know P90X?
It's
Yeah,
US.
Tony Horton. Yeah, very big in the US, very big fitness influencer. So
American knows it.
I was
We don't have that brand in Australia.
yeah, pretty big here in the US. And so I became his copywriter. I didn't even think I was, I just know people. Like I said, I love to get to know people. I spent time with him, got to understand his voice. And so I became his copywriter and just, and so from there, it just kind of took off. And so, now to December, like I said, I end up working with a few different influencers up until this point into December. And I'm just talking to everybody, all my friends. I'm that friend you hate that talks about AI. They're like, I was telling them, like, hey guys, you guys got to dive in this AI. You have to do this. I'm just so infatuated with it. And so what happened is that, people were getting sick with me. And so I'm like, I have to find a mentor. And this is one thing for everybody out there. I truly believe in mentorship. I've had many mentors throughout my career. And I firmly believe in them because obviously they've already established success. They established the path. So it's why reinvent the wheel, right? Like Atena, she's created path. She showed us what she can do. It's like, why create it over, right? So for me, and it was important too, to find a female mentor. I've had plenty of male mentors that are very well known in the space and invested in. And for me, I was like, okay, I want an AI mentor. And I was seeing, the different ones that were out there. And I'm like, and I don't know how. I think it's, when you're in a state, and Deb mentioned this, when you're in a state of flow or you're just in a mindset where you have clarity in the goals you want to achieve, things just appear, right? Opportunities, right? I don't believe in luck. I believe you create the opportunity if in your right mindset, right? And so for me, I was just, I don't know, because I don't really even go on social media. I try to stay away from it. And for some reason, it just popped up. And I'm like, okay, I'm heavily involved with Skool. And so I'm like, oh, okay, it's a free community. Let me hop in there. Let me see what it's about. And that's when I found the AIpreneurs. And I was like, okay, this is good. I like it. And then, a Black Friday deal came around. I purchased the lab, and long story short, here I am. And so, for me, I just wanted to make a commitment. I knew when I jumped into another mentorship or program, I was just going to go all in. And for me, I use it in both ways because, as I mentioned, I've been starting my own business. That's AI Automation Buddy, where I provide AI voice agents for gyms. But where I really been using the software and my skills is just working with influencers. So I work with different influencers within the industry. So, within the sales space. And so I've just, again, I talk about how much I love AI. I talk about funnels. I'm just so excited. And from that excitement, new opportunities are being offered. And so, and I can go on. I mean, you guys have any questions? Because
Yes,
it's so exciting
there
to
was
me.
a couple
Yeah.
of last few wins. I saw that you got invited to do a speaking. You've done webinars, so you've done quite a bit. So tell us a little bit about your last few wins. Like I would say all of them as a win. Someone that go launch a webinar with a couple of hundred people, like that's a very big first step. Because then guess
Yeah.
what? Then you perfect that webinar, then you can put it on autopilot, just run it over and over again. All of a sudden you become 6, 7 figure business by just doing that over and over again. So I'm so proud of you. You mentioned about that and you said that you have some tech issues there, that it reminded me of the first webinar that I did that I looked like an absolute idiot. I don't know what was happening. Someone was trying to sketch like to some drawing on the screen, and I was literally in the offer stack part, the pitch part, which is a more critical part, and I'm feeling so nervous. And just someone's what a sketch, I was like, holy crap, how do I turn it off? And then I'm trying to tell to my team, I think I had who had it? I had a VA back then. It was like a VA, and the VA does had absolutely no idea what's happening. And I literally presented the whole offer stack with someone sketching all the time. And people were making joke in the chat. It didn't mean to
Oh,
happen.
no.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is this like? Yeah, it just and someone suddenly talk. I don't know how to mute everyone at once. And I'm like, oh my God, who is talking? Who is talking? Who is talking? Like, can you mute yourself, please? And I'm like, oh gosh. And then anyway, after that, I just so much laugh at myself. And that become part of your story. You realize that when you start a business, you look like an idiot. Like we all been there.
Yeah. And would you say, do
Exactly. You're just gonna say you're adorable.
it?
You just need to be proud of yourself that you actually did. You know what? Because 99% of people don't even get to that part. They don't even start. They don't even do it. The fact that I did that, I was so brave to be able to do that. I was so proud of myself. And I was like, you know what? This will become my part of my story. Every time something happens, as an issue, I said it become part of my story, and that it will become part of my story. Then I come and inspire other entrepreneurs that, God, I used to be there, right? So don't feel ashamed of that. If that happens, say that, pat on your back, say you're adorable, you're cute, and this remember that to tell to other people that you used to be there, right? So this is how you need to look at it. Don't stress yourself, be nice on yourself, because when you start a business, there's so many things go wrong at the beginning. Like even now,
Yeah.
they have like shit hit the fan a lot of times. Something happens, like we just make a joke about it and we just learn from the experiences, and that's all it is. That's all we could do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
so tell
sure.
us a little bit
Yeah.
about that webinar experience.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm, a freelancer for a few influencers. This one particular is Brad Lee. And again, I just am just always excited talking about funnels. And the funnels I learned, from diving into the lab, the funnel hacker and just a lot of the trainings within the classroom. And then just showing up to, the Q&As. So all of that information I just absorbed and I just learned. And so Brad was out. He does what's called Monetize Mondays, and so he has a huge following. And I was just always say yes, right? You'll figure it out, right? Even if you feel you're not ready for an opportunity, you'll never be. Just do it. And that's been my motto. Like, if you're afraid, that's what I tell myself. If you're afraid or nervous, go all in, because that's just telling you that's your next level of growth, right?
Yeah.
And so in business and life, you have to grow. And if you kind of just sink in like, oh, I'm not ready for that opportunity, you'll just keep prolonging, your success. So I just said, sure, I'll do it. And then, I mean, I was like nervous. I was like just sweating, like, what am I going to talk about? Another tool, attendant said, use Gamma. Holy smokes. I used the lab. I extracted data, okay, what am I going to talk about? Here are some tips. I went back to my notes about funnels, and I just created a whole PowerPoint in a matter of minutes. And so, from the lab using, information and then Gamma, I was able to create a pretty awesome presentation. And so, yeah, I was on this, the talk or the seminar, the Zoom, and, audio, I couldn't do the audio. It kept freezing, and I was just like, holy smokes, this is just not going the way. But I just kept pushing through. At the end of the day, they want me back now every month on a Monday to do these funnels and AI talk. So it's a win, and so it's exciting that someone of that caliber would see, even through those, mishaps, saw some value in what I provided. So I'll be on the calendar every Monday, which is cool.
That's amazing. Really, really well done, Alicia. Yeah, guys, speaking of Gamma, it's honestly like without Gamma, I don't know how I could have lived. Because every single time I have a presentation, I probably prepare like an hour before then, an hour to 2 hours. Like I had a master class in the free community yesterday, and literally I prepared the whole master. I think I was like 40 slides. I prepared all of it like 1.5 hours before that session. And Athena, Maria, you remember that I messaged 1.5 hours before. I said, guys, I just woke up because that was like 4:30 a.m. in Australia. I haven't prepared anything for today. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. So what I usually do is that I come up with a topic that I think that the audience would be interested, and then I figure it out what I'm going to cover. Literally like 1 or 2 hours before. And I use obviously AI to come out to create that entire presentation. And there was one of the member that commented, it said, I really love that Atana edit her PowerPoint as she go. And I don't know if that was a compliment or she was trying to make fun of me, but either way, and I was like, yes, because I prepared this PowerPoint an hour ago. So as I was literally presenting it, I would edit it. So guys, again, this just shows about imperfection, right? No one cares about that. What they cares about, they got so much value out of yesterday. Anyone in this call that were attended yesterday's masterclass in free community? Put it in chat, yes, if you attended yesterday. Jonathan, you did? Yes. Melanie? Michael? Yeah, so a couple of you did. How did you find it? So that presentation was put together in an hour, literally before the call, right? So everyone got so much value. So it's about giving the value. Who cares about your PowerPoint looks the sexiest? You have that, right? So we all need to get rid of our imperfection, guys, and see that, or even our mastermind, like in Vegas. Like I prepared that content like 2 hours before that. I literally woke up early on that day and I was like, what I'm going to talk about today. So this is basically a mastermind, right? And then I didn't have any PowerPoint. I just had a Google Doc. How much value did you guys get out of that Vegas mastermind? 10 out of 10. Absolutely 10 out of 10, right? So all I'm going to say is about no one cares about your PowerPoint or about that. Just please do it. Give value. Talk about that, the knowledge that you have. That's what the people care about. And then I like to do this imperfection action just to show people that this thing doesn't matter, guys. It's about giving value. I don't want to come up with the sexy PowerPoints and stuff because everyone gonna say, oh, I spend like a week to prepare this. I don't have time for it. No, that's not the case. So very, very well done, Alicia. Thank you so much for sharing your story. So what is next for you, Alicia? Like, what is the goal for this year? Where do you want to see yourself by the end of 2025?
That's amazing. Yeah. So I have my AI automation buddy that's, working with gyms, but I think, where I think my talent rises just connecting people. And so, like I said, I have the opportunity to work with, several big influencers, another big one coming on board, and, we'll have that conversation later, Atena. But for me, it's really just, I think your software is amazing. And if I can help you get that out to the next level, I think it's a phenomenal product, and specifically with big influencers, because AI, it's not going away. But at the end of the day, my story is, you have to plant seeds. You'll have little success on the way. You may not have any success, but at the day, keep planting the seeds. I believe we're all have greatness, and don't let that ever, deter you from, hitting your goal. But my goal is 100K per month. I've mapped it out. It's hard to, fathom that, but it's scary, it's big. And the more I make these connections and I just keep plugging away, you know, and then one day just talking on the stage, sharing about this, you know,
Wow,
that's my goal.
that's so amazing. And that's it, Alicia. Like when you set up these big scary goals, you don't know the how. I like when I set up the biggest scary goals myself at the end, at the beginning of last year, I didn't know the how. I absolutely had no idea. I would just figure things out week by week, day by day. And I'm still the same, to be honest. The people are gonna say, what are you gonna do? I'll literally deal with things day by day. Like I wake up in the morning, I look at my calendar. Okay, I'll have 2 presentation. I'll have 300 people attend this webinar. I have to prepare content. I literally like did like I schedule my week or month, set up meetings, set up webinar, set up that, and day by day I just go and fulfill what I supposed to do. This is like just my plan. So it's entrepreneurship is a journey that, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. And even if you know, the fact of the matter is that 99% of what you plan going to be changed anyway, because as you go, you learn and you adjust your strategies based on the execution that you're doing. So it's not something that you can sit here and have a like a 12 months detailed plan. Of course, you could have a big picture of like which direction you want to go and monitor to scale your business, but at the end of the day, it's just like we don't see what the next step is. The whole journey is like a fog. Is there is a mountain climber that she shared her story in the Tony Robbins event that I had a breakthrough through that story. And oh, I started crying like crazy as she was saying the story that she was almost dying as she didn't see anything at all. And she was at the point that there was very bad weather. All she could see one step at the time. She could only see what she couldn't see what is there. And then at the end, she just keep going and keep going. She was lost. She keep going one step at a time, one step at a time. Every step that she pushed, she just see the next step. All of a sudden, she got to the point that she saw a man that rescued her. And that was the wherever it was, the camp that it was, that whatever it was. And then the whole point of that story was that this is entrepreneurship. We don't know where we're going. We don't know what is that destination look like. All we know that we want to reach there. We know our goal. We know what the goal is, but we don't know how to get there. And one step at a time, the fog get clear. And we just need to believe in fate and believe in ourselves that as long as we keep pushing, we're gonna find it. We're gonna find a destination. We get
Totally.
there. And
Yeah.
that story was so touching to me. And I still remember that. And every single time the life get hard and business get hard, I'm like, Atana, one step at a time. One step at a time.
Mm.
Don't focus on what's supposed to happen next month. And because otherwise we feel overwhelmed. And then
Yeah.
as she was going, she was talking about how much obstacles and challenges she gone through that way. If she knew what she has to pass through, she wouldn't done that. She would have given up. Right? And that's another thing is if we truly know what's ahead, we're gonna give up right now because we're gonna say it's too hard. It's actually a good thing we don't know what's ahead. As some people asking me about what's involved to do a webinar, I'm just gonna say you will find out when you get there. I don't want to tell them what's gonna happen because it's truly scary. When you run a webinar, there's so many things that gonna go wrong. And there's so much like a text setup in the air, like notification, email sequences, like it's so much involved. If I'm gonna write that, and then I saw that it's happening to Leo, I didn't give him a heads up in advance because it's get to the point that people say, if I knew what's involved, I never done any webinar. But I don't tell them that until they experience it, because once they experience it, they are into it. They have no other way to go back. And this is a true reality. It's better, guys, you don't know what's gonna face in the business, because if you know that, you're probably gonna give up right now. So give yourself an opportunity, trust in the process, go one step at a time. And as long as you don't quit, you never fail. I promise you that. 100%.
Woohoo! I love it.
No matter what your business is, what you're doing, how smart you are, as long as you don't quit, you never fail. It's 100% guaranteed you never fail. It's just a matter of the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely well done. You
Can I
asked,
add one thing?
of course.
Yeah. I mean, one other important aspect I think, you know, that I can really just plug with the community is the support, right? I've played sports my whole life and, you know, and I believe in help, you know, surrounding yourself with others. I know it's so cliche, but it's so true. Like in this group, like you said, you'll hear Deb, I want all these guys to win, man. They're, you know, they have amazing stories, but we're here for each other. And, you know, we've reached out to each other along with the leadership. We have each other within the group. So, you know, you definitely, if you want to be successful, you want to be hanging around with other people, but just to have that support, right? That more, you know, that support when your funnel isn't going right or something isn't going right, or you're just having a crappy day, we have each other. And so that's the beauty of the group as well. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time. Athena, thank you so much. And Athena and Tatiana, you guys are amazing. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alicia, for sharing your story. You're absolutely right. Thank you. Thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you, Alicia.
So I'm going to remove the pin. Who wants to go next? So we have Jennifer and we have Jonathan.
I'll go.
Okay, Jennifer, you're next.
Oh, I'm not going to wait till the end. It'll be like too nerve-wracking. I'll be like, I'll go now.
Here you go. Hi, Jennifer. How are you going?
Oh, good. Thanks for inviting me. That was really, really nice. How nice is that? I was like, oh my God, fantastic. Thank you so much. Yeah, amazing.
Tell us a little bit about your journey. How did it all started? What is your success, your recent wins?
Oh, well, my journey is basically mum of three. I've basically had quite a dramatic life. As to put it mildly, I literally lost everything. It was really refreshing listening to you going. I started because obviously now you're so successful, and you know it's easy to see you and go, oh, wow, okay, that's a big mountain. When you're at the top, going, hello, I'll see you in about 300 years, and yeah. So and to hear Deb and Alicia, their stories, like losing everything. So it's incredible when you have people online, you kind of make assumptions about people. It's so easy to assume that you've got it all together. And when you hear people's stories, it's like, oh, we're basically all the same person. That's really reassuring. That's excellent. So yes, I lost absolutely everything. And I've been thinking for a while, and I've managed to get it back through all the ways that you've mentioned, you know, never give up, and just being like excuse me, like basically being like a bulldog and just never giving up. And no matter what life throws at you, I actually like to laugh. I find that really, really good. Like sometimes when things are like really, really bad, sometimes I just look up and go, okay, what else have you got? Just test me, see what you've got. Like it's not, you can't break me. I'm just completely just makes
Oh my
me
God.
stronger.
Saying that, I talk to myself all the time about that. I say, God, you just continue testing me, right? You don't give up on testing me. You just
No.
waiting to see when I'm gonna give up. Every time that I have big challenges, that I get to the point that I literally think about, I want to give up, why I'm doing this. And then I say that to myself, God, you really want to test my patience.
And that's
And I'm gonna prove you that I'm not gonna disappoint you. You can continue testing me. And it's funny that I have this conversation with God of whatever that we believe that is there, that support us and faith. And I think that is part of the journey. They just want to test us and say, you know what, if you don't want to be really amazing to achieve what you want, you're going to be tested so many times. And you need to pass every single test. And every time I see that, as your business get bigger, Jennifer, the problems get bigger too. They don't get smaller, unfortunately. You get bigger problems. And I just this is part of the journey. It's like that. You were beginner, Atana, your tests were simple. Know that you're getting big, you get into intermediate and advanced, your tests getting bigger and bigger and harder. And I just look at it as a kind of, okay, if the test getting harder, that means that I'm getting advanced. So thank you for testing me, keep going. So I just wanted to share that because I have that conversation a lot of times with God. And yeah, anyway, thanks for mentioning. And it's interesting that you mentioned that too. Okay, keep going, Jennifer.
Sorry, I've got a new puppy who's currently running around trying to make friends with our cat who does not like dogs. So my son's just trying to save him. Like, and this is the other thing, like, look,
Oh,
this is,
puppy.
yeah, it's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. And this is life while you're trying to look professional. So we're all in the same boat.
You have more than 3 children.
Sorry?
You have more than 3 children.
Oh no, I've got 3 children, 2 dogs and 2 cats.
Oh, wow. So you
So
got
it's basically like a crazy person's house, but that's fine.
7.
It's
7.
free comedy from the universe. Animals are my thing, so I keep it real. I've got a few animals. Oh, excuse me a moment.
wait.
Sorry, I really apologize.
Yeah.
So, of course, they've been completely quiet the whole time, and the minute I get on this, I'm actually going to take it outside. Sorry.
If
Um,
there's a, did you want to, maybe we get Jonathan and then we.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, good idea. Good thinking, Batman.
No worries. Jonathan, would you like to go next?
Sure, I called. Can I be heard?
Yes, you can. Here you go. How you going, Jonathan?
Great seeing you, Atina. And oh my gosh, so inspiring. All these previous speakers. Rock on.
Cannot wait to hear your inspiring story. Tell us about how it all started with joining AIpreneurs and obviously the losses that you've gone through about the LA fires and everything.
Yes. Thank you. First of all, it's definitely an honor to be here, and hello everyone. So I'm Jonathan Mitchell, and specifically I'm the owner. So we help very specifically hardworking minority and first-gen students stand out and gain admission into their dream colleges. So being in this field for quite a number of years, we've sent minority kids and first-gen kids to all the Ivy League schools, the top tier and what have you. So talking about loss, because a lot of this is about loss, and 3-4 years ago, I went through a divorce, a very painful divorce from my ex-business partner. And in the process of the settlement, I had to let go in the midst of the pandemic, my business, my college prep business. And so she got to keep it entirely. She had the entire database, all the marketing assets I'd built. She kept them all. And basically I got to keep the house, but I had to start from scratch in the midst of a pandemic. And I'll be very candid. I was like, because of the loss, and I had to go really learn who I was from scratch also. It was a very difficult process, and kind of swimming in this oceans, like trying to get a lifeboat, and I was looking for a coach, a mentor I can really look up to, that I can learn from. And I heard about this whole AI revolution, and I said, oh my gosh, I got to. So before I actually got involved, our business model has always been over the years on selling high ticket items, because we have found that as opposed to having to like sell a lot, you just sell one or two, on a monthly basis. And, so we did the packages and what have you. And I did go through Russell Brunson's program, the perfect webinar.
Oh,
It was,
wow.
yes, it was costly, but the problem was, even when you completed the framework for our webinars, they didn't give you the messaging, the copy. So I
Yes.
was still lost, as you
Yes.
know, all right? I was still at loss. And
That's the
so,
problem with all the program. They teach you about the framework and then gotta say, do you expect me to go write 60 pages of the webinar myself based on what you just taught me? Like, that's gonna
exactly,
take me weeks.
exactly. So I'm going through, okay, this is back in, December and January, and then, bam, you all know what happened, the fires. And wow, it was very traumatic. Let me just put it this way. All right. I escaped barely with my life. I mean, imagine a kid at 4 o'clock in the morning, not being able to escape the fires because the winds fell this tree, and trying to saw it down and so forth with the chain, with the saw, and the saw breaks. And then I basically get this, it's like, then I call 911, no fire trucks coming to my help, no cops. And I remembered something, fast forward, you said in Las Vegas, it was something similar. The cavalry ain't coming. The cavalry ain't coming. And that's a reminder for us entrepreneurs. We have to rely on ourselves. And so the only thing I could do, and I'm so grateful you talked about God, I went in my car, I said, God, the fires are coming. I see the black sky turning orange. I don't want to die. Tell me what to do. And he gave me this download, use your car as a battering ram. And that's exactly what I did. I literally pressed the gas pedal and it snapped and I was able to escape for my life. You know what I'm saying? And so one of the things I learned in that process is very often we are given, you know, these intuitive things for business creativity, but we got to also take the initiative. We got to follow through with these ideas and so forth, you know, that sometimes are either divinely inspired or from mentors that like you. We got to execute. And sometimes our lives are at stake. And I truly believe, you know what I'm saying, our financial lives. And I love what you said. If I don't go out there and do what I'm supposed to, you know, it's like someone or hundreds of families are going to suffer because we're not there to provide our services. So fast forward, I'm not going to spare you the gory details because my daughter actually experienced a psychotic breakdown as a result of the fires. I saw myself after making sure she was saved and everything, and she was in a good place. I actually had a strategy session consultation 12 hours after. And I remember what you said in Vegas, you got to do whatever it takes. And I compartmentalized. It says, okay, at that time, I thought my house was gone.
Yeah.
But you got to do what you got to do. And so I'm very grateful they did sign up. But then here's the problem. Strategy number 2, the session number 2, number 3, number 4, all bombed. And then you said something in Vegas that really, it was your mindset, how you handled that very first webinar where there were 200-300 people who showed up and no one signed up. And what you did, your mindset was like, I'm going to figure a way. I'm going to basically find a way over, under, behind. I don't care. I'm going to frickin'. And you went back and you redesigned your office and your irresistible offer, and boom, you're the winner. And so I adapted that exact same mindset. I said, I am going to figure a way for the 5th webinar because my money was depleting my cash reserves because like all these expenses going out, you know, and so forth. And so I sent, you know, I've been working on the lead gen with you guys, you know, the software, but I texted, you know, Tatiana, you know, can you share me exactly what are the steps I can do to up level my current strategy session? And she reminded me of one specific feature on your software. I went into it. And so specifically, this is what I did. I simply went into the keynotes for the strategy session that had been produced with Russell's group, but where the messaging sucked, I mean, you know, say wasn't there, you know, and was absent. And I copied and pasted the copy of every single slides following this process, you know, and then literally clicked, bingo. The software provided me with the
Tell everyone exactly. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. So
it's magical, guys. This software is like
now,
freaking.
yes, you need to tell us what tool did you use. Tell us exactly what
Yes. So exactly. So let's see. It was the one for the webinars, the one.
Yeah, that's
the
the
one.
perfect one for Russell Brunson.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And so I can see let's see. Yeah, it was specific the webinar
Workflow.
evaluator.
The outline creates the slides.
Yes.
The workflow creates the script, word by word script, and it takes you through the 5 steps.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, exactly. Because I already had the slides, I went to the perfect webinar evaluator.
Yeah,
so
you already use that one for the evaluating your current one to match it with the perfect webinar.
exactly. So I copied and pasted all each of the slides I copy into, you know, the perfect webinar evaluator. And I basically clicked and I was like shocked. Literally, it told me the frames that were missing. There were 5 or 6 critical frames that were missing, including scarcity and urgency, as well as like, this is who this is for, and this is who this is not for. And not only did that, it provided me, Tina, with the actual copy.
Well done. That's how you could
Yeah.
actually, it was a game changer for you to have a perfect script.
Oh my gosh, yes. So I quickly, in essence, made the change, personalized it, obviously. And then the very next day, and it was so imperfect. And I appreciate what you teach us, you keep reminding us, which is to take imperfect, action. And so I had it literally ready 15 minutes before the strategy session. I conducted it. And literally, they did, because it answered all the objections and it basically made all the key points and what have you. They did not. By the way, can I share the slide, the offer?
Yes, of course. I just put the one of the business contexts I have, so you guys can see that how it's created a script, in case you haven't explored the tool yet.
Yes.
So basically, it's got the who, it's got the hook, end hook, the teasing part, and then it start going through the after introduction, the whole. So basically, guys, it's write the entire script of your webinar for you. So you don't have to, because the webinar is script. So before we had that tool, I wish that I had access to all of this when I started my business a year ago, because I spent weeks, guys, to write the script of my webinar, and I also spent weeks after that to perfect it. And that still wasn't as perfect. Imagine if I had access to this back then. I could have success overnight. So these sort of tools, if you guys want to do webinar, 100% try to take advantage of this webinar, perfect webinar, Russell Brunson, create your tool. And also there is also one of the tool that creates the slides for you guys as well. Perfect webinar outlines is create your slides, not the actual slide, the copy of your slide. And then in the new software, new version of the software, we also provide you the entire original slide. So you could basically go and see, even if you want to create it in the way that the Russell Brunson did, basically you can, it's got the entire slides there. And you guys can see that if you guys attended our webinar, you can see it's very similar to Russell Brunson's, because obviously we use perfect webinar. And so I think that's like a couple of 100 pages of the slides, but this got that, and you can create the copy for it. And then what I'm working on at the moment as a next level of innovation is that we create a copy same of the same style of the perfect webinar, but also it create the entire slide as well, like a physical slide. So this is something I'm working on as a next level. So basically you guys can just plug it in the software and it's created all a slide for you guys for your business based on the perfect webinar Russell Brunson's slide. And yeah, so basically, yeah.
Yeah, I so wish that it would save me so many hours trying to do absolutely imperfect slides back last year and save so much money. And so I am
Like
so grateful.
this tool by itself, I think like everyone, if there's one tool they're using the tool, is the perfect webinar. You need to take advantage of it for the one-to-many sell. So amazing. So
Yeah.
you did that webinar after that. So you went and you
So I did this. Yes, I did the presentation. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, I did the presentation, right? And so you're aware, just so you're aware, okay, my expenses were just mounting, and it's like now not only do I have to take care of my mortgage of a home I'm not even living at, okay? It's like I can't live there anymore and so forth until they fix it. I had to take in March take care of mortgage and the rent here in Huntington Beach. Beautiful, but it's like Huntington Beach, it's like expensive. So the pressure was on, and I conducted it. And thanks to Tatiana, if you're here, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, she gave
I
me.
know she's on the call. I will pass it on to her. Yeah. No, she's not here. I will pass it on. So she had a
Please
couple
do
of strategy call with you, a few strategy call.
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, everyone says, okay, how generous Atina is. Atina, you're one of the most generous coaches I have ever worked with. You helped me during one of the hardest times of my life. I want you guys to know something very personal, okay? She actually helped me. She goes, you know what? We'll help you through. She reached out. She didn't have to. She didn't have to. Once she knew, okay, what I was going through. No one else did in the other communities. She did. She reached out and says, how can we help you? And by the way, and she then offered very, very generously, okay? And Tina, you know, you didn't have to, but I'm so grateful. You invited me to that mastermind in Vegas, and that completely changed my mind, my mindset. And so when I made the offer, which if I will share here very quickly, can I share this? Here it is. Can I share my screen?
Yes, yes, you can.
This is just one of the slides your software taught me basically to create. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and so forth. Yeah, and then basically another important slide that I didn't have was this here. I only have 5
Yeah.
spots left in my schedule. 7 families
That's
have been
very
conducting a
crucial.
session. It
You
gave
need
me
to
this
create it.
exact
Yeah.
game
Create it.
over. They signed up.
Game over. Yes, it is.
So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And so yeah, so I cannot see but anything but going up, you know, and joining all the other, you know, incredible students in your group, your coaching students, and I'm very grateful. Very
Oh,
grateful.
thank you so much for sharing all the nice for Jonathan. Yeah, that fire that happened in LA, that I did a post and you did commented on that. And that's when I reached out to everyone that commented to make sure they are okay if they need any support. And yeah, we are here as a community to help. Like it's just we're human. And I just so much believe in like karma. And I say that you give to the universe always give it back to you. It's not always about the money, it's about, we genuinely try to help people. And I'm so glad that you commented on that post, reach out to you, and you took action. You had the option of saying, you know what, Athena, like, thank you so much for your offer, but I'm not gonna show up, or bring in excuses. But you did show up. You were active. You used the software. You used the community. Well done. You absolutely rock. And how did you make your
Yeah.
first 20K?
So I made the offer, and so typically what happens for the platinum, because they have a child who's a freshman, so that's the biggest package. We give them, so you're aware, 2 days to make a decision, because we give them $2,000 savings and so forth. And so so there's an expiration date to secure that, saving that special and what have you. But in the interim, one of the things that you've also taught us is the importance of indoctrination, basically a sequence. So prior to them even meeting, we had sent them a number of our case studies and great content. So by the time they met, they knew, okay, all right, he knows what he's talking about. He's an expert in his field. So I literally just adapted, okay, a lot of the mindset, but also the tactics and the strategies, okay, that you teach us. And obviously, I just worked imperfectly, okay, your software, just the little that I've used, boom. So it's like when I'm hearing what Deborah is doing, I go, can't wait, So yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your story. It's very inspiring as well, Jonathan. And what is the goal for you? What is the goal for 2024? Where are you seeing yourself by the end of this year?
Yeah, so I have a much more modest, okay. Maybe I still have to work on my mindset, okay. I have way more modest, okay, goals, which is 300K, total and so forth. But probably once we start scaling and building slowly our team, I think at that point we'll be able to train, others to do what I'm doing. And so I can literally then outsource and delegate, assign to them some of our high premium, because I really want to be focusing on the one-to-many. We want to pivot the one-on-one model to the
Yeah.
one-to-many, because for obvious reasons, you can scale. And so that's why I joined Skool, by the way, and then ultimately you.
100%. So 300K by the end of this year.
Yes.
And you already did a 20K, so it's 100% doable. You just need to keep going and keep pushing.
Yeah. Well, with this community, okay, it's so I can see how it's so doable because of the support, but also, okay, again, mindset is the thing that I've always, frankly, struggled with. And kind of a small thinker, and to be with to be in your presence and others, it's like boom. Okay, so
yeah,
I'm ready for the journey, guys. Bring it
That's
on.
so that's amazing. Like honestly, I used to have the worst mindset in the world. I used to suffer from very severe anxiety that I basically like get physical reaction from anxiety. I feel like my heart is constantly racing. And this is that. And now I'm at the point that I barely get any stress or get anxiety at all. Not at all. Like not even during the school game. That if my team is saying now I need to go see a doctor because it's not a normal human that doesn't get a stress. How you don't get a stress? So guys, what I want to say, this is a good news. You could go from an absolute, if you got anxiety, anything, it doesn't mean that you have to be like that for the rest of your life. You 100% could transform from the worst to the best. And it is possible. You just need to work on your mindset and your personal development continuously and make sure it doesn't win off. Because after a while it'll start wearing off. So this is a bad thing that happened. We do something and then we have a right mindset. We come to a inspirational, we listen to a spiritual speaker, we get inspired on that day, then we go back to the old habit again next week, right? So that's why I love in this community, we continue like providing that mindset support and continuously remind you guys about all of this so it doesn't wear off. Because as is you listen it more and more, you adopt it more and more, then it gets to the point that it doesn't wear off at all. And it become part of you, become part of your new identity. That's why it's important having that regular mindset sessions continuously. So make sure that it just getting stronger right and wearing off. So it is very, very important. And that's one of the reasons that when I started doing courses with Tony Robbins, I did like all of his courses back to back. It was like every 2-3 months, I would do a course with him for like 5 days or 4 days. Why I did that? Because I didn't want it to wear off. And every time that I did a new course, then it just got stronger. Then it got to the point that it became part of my new identity. And I was just a different person after a while. And now it's barely wear off. It's like I used to have that negative thoughts. I used to have those sort of things. Yeah, you can't make it. That bitch come to your head that said you cannot do it. That bitch come to my head every single day and gonna tell me, Atana, this is impossible. You can't do it. Like you living in a fairy tale. Like literally that. And I learned from Tony Robbins to kick that bitch out of my head. The quicker you kick that bitch out of your head, guys, the quicker that you can actually come back to the higher state, right? And then now it's getting to the point that I have that bitch coming to me maybe like 2-3 times a month. It used to be a couple of times a day that come to me constantly kick it out. And I could learn the skill set of the being in control of my mind and brain, that I get those negative thoughts that telling me you cannot do it. I kick it out straight away and I change my state. So it is very, very important, guys, energy management. Try to keep your state high. I did a post in the community yesterday. I check on everyone. How are you going? What is your state? And Deb, well done on you because you said that you're all the time in the highest state. This is really amazing. Absolutely well done. I used to be like, what I would say that you need to try, guys, to be in a higher state, which is highest state is from 1 to 10, 7+. You need to be in a 7+ state 90% of the time. Okay, 80-90% of the time you need to be 7+. If you're gonna be in the down, this is what I do. I teach you guys a technique about that, right? Every time I realize my state is going down, I don't let it to go to 1 or 0. When it gets around 5, I pick on it, I put it back up again. Because when it gets to the 1 or 2, it's very, very hard to put back on it. And it might take weeks or days to change your state from 1 or 2. But when you are around 5 or 4, that's the alarm and say, okay, let's put your state back up. You don't get yourself to drop to around to under 3 or 4 because that's very, very hard. And it is okay. We are going through all of the emotional roller coaster. We have those thoughts. We have those bad days. And at the end of the day, it's okay. It's part of the journey. This is absolutely normal. Absolutely normal if that's what you're going through. All I can say that if that bitch come to your head, take your state down, change your state very quickly. One thing that helps me to change my state is music. I put one of those Tony Robbins music. I actually have a playlist. Maybe I share the playlist, Spotify with everyone. It just like all of those high music. I put the music, and while I'm working, I dance in the chair. I basically like physiology is very important. When you start like having pushed up and I start moving, and you start like having that small, that immediately change your state. Immediately, like you could literally go from here being so down to being up in the matter of like a click. And you need to learn that skill set, because when you're down, change your physiology, change your state straight away. Don't let yourself, the longer you are in the lowest state, the harder it's going to be to come back up. And that's caused depression, that caused the burnout, that caused the giving up. Don't let yourself to get there. Pick yourself back up when you're 5, okay? And we could practice all of these techniques, because this is super important. And entrepreneurship, I'm telling you, it's not hard, guys. As you grow, you have bigger problems, and it just continuously coming to your way. You just need to be able to manage that mindset, be in control of your brain, and to be able to keep going, keep your head state and energy high. And all of this is technique. It's just a technique. You need to learn that technique, and you need to master that technique. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for sharing that, Jonathan, and keep going. You're doing an amazing job. Just remember, you're so amazing. Keep going, and I can 100%, I can see why you cannot achieve the 300K. 100% doable. You basically just change one script. Try to do that webinar over and over, and reach out to us when you want to make it to be replay webinar, because we could make it to be replay. So you don't even have to present yourself. You could run it like 3 times a day without you being there. There are strategies around how you can run them that look very natural, and no one would find out that it's not live. So there's techniques and strategy behind that. When you get there, let us know. Reach out to us. I can book a call with Tatiana, and then we could sit with you to help you set it up. And I think that's the next journey for you, to get to the point that your webinar is perfect, your close rate is good. Once you have the perfect script and your close rate is good, know that's the time that you're ready to make it to be replay. Yeah, you can't make it reply when you don't have a perfect script yet. So this is a journey, and then rinse and repeat. And I would love to review your offer as well at some point. I think that like reviewing the offer chain, that would be another could potentially like increase your close rate. You guys saw that we changed our offer halfway through the school game in November, and it's immediately like changed the state of the business. That we made 60K in 3 days, the first 3 days after we changed the offer. That was like absolute game changer. If everyone say, okay, after mindset, what is the number 1 reason for your success in November for that brand? I would say irresistible offer. So irresistible offer, guys, is very, very important. If you guys are still not sure on your offer, please attend the calls with me. If you're on annual, book a call with me. I'll sit with you to create your irresistible offer. And people that know me is that they call me queen of the irresistible offers, because I really got deep dive into that area and did a lot of practicing in that. So always my brain thinking in a way that the offer has to be so good that anyone will feel stupid to say no. And we manipulate around that to create that irresistible offer for you, because I think that's the foundation of your business. So definitely try to reach out for that purpose.
Thank you so much again, Atina. And of course, Tatiana, your entire team. You guys rock.
You're right, absolutely, Jonathan. I appreciate it. All right, thank you so much. So Jennifer, we're gonna bring you back, and then after that, we're going to announce the AI Partner of the Month. Here we go. Yeah.
I was just giggling listening to Jonathan when he said, you know, my mind has got to do some work on my mindset. I'm thinking, man, you literally drove a car like a battering ram through a tree to escape a fire. I think your mindset is pretty dialed in. That's like, look at yourself. Look at yourself. Oh my God. Something that really occurred to me while I'm on this call is,
I'm gonna make a point, Jonathan. Every time the life get hard and business, remember what you did and say, Jonathan, you genius. If you could do that, there's no other freaking way that you cannot figure any situation out in your life. Always remember that, right? Guys, when you have these wins, Alicia, what you did, a webinar, a couple of 100 people, you show up. Just every time that business get hard, remember what you did. Say that if I could do that, I could do more than that. I could do bigger than that. You guys need to keep reminding yourself about your wins and cheer yourself up, guys. You don't need to have cheerleaders. You are your own cheerleader. Okay? This is like a game changer. Don't wait for anyone to say you're amazing. You tell you're amazing to yourself. So you're a genius, you're amazing. There's nothing in this world you cannot do. See what you did, right? Remind yourself. Sorry, Jennifer, back to you again.
No, it's fine. We're on this world. You're like the younger, less wrinkly version of me. But, and also you have survived, and this is an amazing thing. Like, man, you have survived 100% of the shit that has been thrown at you. All of you, all of us, 100% of it. If we've survived 100% success rate, we are freaking unstoppable. And what in my community, my main message, and I'm gonna take advantage of your offer about the irresistible offer because it's still a bit Kamala word salad, is I want to provide what everyone here has got, which is not normal. We are not normal people. I just want to let you know. You probably already know that. We all have the belief. We all are here because we took a chance and we believe in ourselves at some level that we can make it. And that's why we're here. But so many people don't, and you all know this, normal people don't necessarily believe in themselves. And when bad things happen, they just curl up in a ball, or they give up, or they get depressed, or they, it just goes wrong, horribly wrong. But Jonathan, you freaking smash through trees you're like Stallone. Alicia, you lost everything that you worked so hard for, that your friggin' heart and soul was in that. And you didn't go and play the world's smallest violin for more than 5 minutes. You're like, F this, man, I'm going to make this happen. And look at you, all of you. It's mind bending. And I want to bring that. I mean, I've done that. Are you talking about anxiety? I had anxiety so badly years ago. It's like a competition. I couldn't get out of bed. I literally could not get out of bed. And my favorite time of the day was nighttime, so I could go to sleep. That's how bad my anxiety was. It was horrific. And now I'm a beast. And I just want to show, I lost all my money, like everything, like complete, like train wreck. And I'm back. And I've made a shed load of cash in real estate. Deborah would be proud of me. I've gone from fat, stuffing my face full of absolute junk food, binge drinking to make myself feel better, to ultra marathon running. I'm like the female Goggins in a flowery dress. It's ridiculous, and I want to bring that, and I want to show through personal experience and all the mindset and the high performance coaching that I have learned. I want to bring that to as many women as possible. So look what we've achieved. Imagine if I could bring that to so many people, and how much good could be done. Do you know what I mean? I want a mission. And this AIpreneurs group I thought it was chat. I always say, it makes me laugh. I always thought it was chat GBT up until a few months ago. I was like, oh yeah, because I've got teenage boys. I was like, oh yeah, I've been using chat GBT. And my son Charlie was like, Mum, do you mean chat GPT? And I was like, oh yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, totally know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. And this is just it's just crystallized the mission. Like I know I've got so much experience, and obviously a high level of comedy to cheer people along and raise their energy. And I just want to deliver it. And I've gone through all the tools, and I've come up with the most amazing content. I just need to organize it so I can deliver it efficiently and just get cracking. And the fact that through you guys, I actually went to my neighbor's house, who's this crazy businessman. I don't even know him very well. He's just this random dude. He looks like Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam. You'll know, Alicia. And I knocked on his door, and I was like, hey, I've started a digital marketing agency at total random. And I went to his office, and we sat, and I was like, how could I help you? And I said something really strange accidentally, because I was like a bit nervous. And I said, how can I serve you? Or something really inappropriate sounding. It was hysterical. I was like trying to keep it together. And I was like, I'm not a hooker. I've got a marketing agency. His wife was like looking at me like, love, who are you? Why are you here? It was like full Eastern Bloc. It was not good. But I walked out of there with a client. And it was just through knowing what this product is and what it can do. I just had the balls to go and knock on this random dude's door and go, how can I serve you? It's absolutely fantastic. So I'm building the funnel at the moment for this dude, and he wants me to run a Facebook ad campaign, and I haven't got a freaking clue how to do that really, but I'll figure it out, because that's what we do, right? Apparently this is what we all do. And I want to just bring this confidence and this belief, because I've noticed that, a lot of the top coaches, whether it's mindset, holistic high performance, what they don't focus on, and where I think it's my unique selling point, is they don't focus on what everyone in this group has got. And this is sheer belief, because you can have the mindset, you can have the focus, you can have the goal, you can have everything else. But if you don't, in your absolute depths of your soul, believe that it can be done, you will fail.
Yes.
And that's what I will bring, and I can show and go, I had 70, I really resonated with I had $79. Like, I flew to England once to learn about real estate with £1.76 in my bank account after I bought my ticket. I had a hole in my shoe. I swear to God, I had a hole in the bottom of my shoe. I've still got a picture of it. But this is what we do. This is the shit we do. Normal people don't do this. And I want to bring that and show I've gone from 0 to millions. I've gone from fat to ultra marathon runner, flowery dress wearing, completely authentic, couldn't care less what people think, because who I am, living with 4 animals. And I want to encourage people, don't waste your life, believe in yourself. And if you've got the right mindset, you will, I'm speaking, you guys know, obviously, but normal people don't all know. And I want to help them, as many of them as possible, as quickly as possible, with all this AI stuff, which will help me deliver it, Sorry, I'm very excited. In fact, I'm not sorry. This is awesome. That's where I'm at.
That's amazing. So tell us a little bit about the tools that you use in AIpreneurs, the client that you got. If you want to share a little bit about that, we're running out of time. We're going to give you
No, that's fine. The tools, I've basically used every single tool. I've just used all of them. So at the moment, I've literally got a big pile of information and web stuff and Facebook ads that has been created. I've used the second version, which I've been testing, which just blew my mind. Like, how, like, it was, I can't even, there are no words. I was going to send, I was like, how can I send a loom? Just going, oh my God, it's incredible. So there's nothing specific that I can say. I've literally gone through, like Deb said, she used a mixture of the different tools, and that's where I'm at. Yeah, we are not normal. We're fully not normal, but that's good. That's a good thing. Who wants to be normal? Seriously, or boring?
Yes, yeah. It's actually because a lot of people tell me, Atana, you're not normal. I say,
yeah, you are not normal. You're definitely
of course I'm not normal. Like, I know that, but it's not a bad thing, huh?
That's a compliment.
And then every time someone tells me you're crazy, or even my team members tell me sometimes that, I come up with that, you crazy. I say, it's a crazy people that change the world. And they all laugh. Like we try to say, I don't know if it's a compliment or not. You crazy, I don't know. It's a crazy people that change the world.
Because they don't understand.
But amazing, thank you so. And it's very inspiring story, Jennifer, that you went from broke to millionaire. You went from the absolute severe anxiety to be like completely change your state, completely change. And what is your state look like, Jennifer, like during this journey? Are you like on the 7+ most of the time?
Oh no, man, I'm just out of control. I literally have found my mission. And something else I wanted to share, which I don't know, I'm guessing you guys probably already do this, because obviously we've established we're quite strange. When you're having a really bad day, rather than internalize everything, like some shit is fuck, as Hormozy says. I mean, some days you're just like, fine, I give in, you win tomorrow. But tomorrow is day 1, week 1, right? Every single day, day 1, week 1, never forget. So a couple of days ago, I won't go into the grisly details because you'll all have to go and listen to the Smiths. But a couple of days ago, something really, really, really 12 out of 10 Jonathan level bad happened. And it could have been the worst day of my life. But randomly, I found, because I love animals, I've said, there was a little lizard stuck on the street. It was about to get run over by a pram. This is very random, bear with me. And we went into a spa place and got a cup with some water, and this is just absolutely the most bonkers thing ever, and rehydrated it and gave it a drink like freaks. And then took it into this little car park and like let it free. And I swear to God, it winked at me. It was like, thanks, man. I was just thirsty. And just that random act of kindness, which you can do, even if it's just saying good morning to somebody or letting an old lady across the road or something, that can change your state. Just rather than internalizing how shit your day is, help someone else. Free dopamine, people, free dopamine, and rescued lizards. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for
And I
sharing.
just want to, just desperate to share this with as many people as possible. Believe in yourself, have all the tools to keep you at that high level, like you are the less wrinkly version. Have the tools to keep yourself at that high level of energy, get your clarity, and you are unstoppable. You are Jonathan, you are Rambo. That's it. That's all I want to say.
Unstoppable. I love that. That's one of my favorite songs, Unstoppable by the Rihanna. I listen to that all the time. You're unstoppable. At some of I say that, don't be too unstoppable, I don't know. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing the story, Jennifer. And then absolutely your success is your duty, Jennifer. See how many lives you can change by this mindset that you have and the skill set of to be able to talk in a way that, you know, you could literally change someone very quickly.
When I was doing the marathon, ultra marathon training, and bear in mind that I could not run. I mean, I could stagger for about 100 meters. I'm one of those skinny, unfit people. You know, the skinny, unfit people, they look really fit, but they're actually basically a junkie. No, not junkie, I'm joking. But yeah, I run like 100 and they're like, oh, she's so fit. I'm like, I eat Doritos every day. And I couldn't even go around the block. And I went from that. I mean, I was massive at one point, but I couldn't even go around the block to being like an endurance athlete, like full on. And I'm 49, I'm not like 19. This is a big achievement. And I saw this other lady who I think has been struggling a bit. She's got like 17 children. And I saw her one day and she was jogging. And I was like, you're jogging. And she said, I saw you training and what you told me about training for the ultra marathon. And I've taken up running again. I feel fantastic. I'm like, I'm changing the world. And I just want to do that for as many people as possible. So yeah, that's it's just amazing. This is freaking amazing. This community is amazing. And we're all authentic. Like, we don't care. Like, it's brilliant. It's freaking brilliant. Sorry, I'm very happy about this whole
And then Athena Maria says, success is your duty, 100%. Every morning you wake up, they say that there are so many people in this life that they getting suffered and they need my help. So it's my duty to make sure they can find me.
Exactly.
My services. So thank you so much for sharing that. So inspiring. That's absolutely amazing. Guys, by the way, share the AIpreneurs manifesto in the chat. So it's our manifesto. There's some of our members that printed it, they have it on a wall. I have it on my wall myself. And this is when I wake up in the morning. Let me just quickly share my screen and we all can finish it off with that. Then we could have a quick Q&A. So this is basically when I wake up in the morning, I repeat these words every single day. And when you do so much repetition every single day, it's become part of your identity. It's become, you believe it. And I think one of you, it was you, Jennifer, mentioned about that believing that you can do it. The believing that you could do it is a lot of that comes with the language. You're gonna say, you change your word, you're gonna say, I can do it 100%, versus that you use the word like think, right? The words that bring the doubt. And you will be surprised at how much the language of you talking to yourself is going to change the game to believe that you could achieve something. So that makes a huge difference. And if you guys did this client acquisition course, I would highly suggest that go and review this. If you haven't, if you haven't already, go and do it. That I basically go and cover about change of the language. Instead of saying, yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to add that your subconscious, I mean, you guys may already know, you probably already know this, you guys, but you know, what you say to yourself and the language you use, your subconscious brain does not know the difference between truth and not truth. So if you're telling yourself, I can't do it, or I'm not sure, your subconscious brain is going like, don't even go for it. You totally can't do it. But if you say, I can do it, your subconscious brain's like, oh, you can do it. And you'll do it because you'll believe you can actually do it. So it's really important what Atana's saying, you know, the language you use is absolutely critical. Even if you don't really believe it, just say that you can do it. I can, you know, never use that negative language. Your subconscious brain actually will believe it.
Yeah, that's so true. That's the technique that I learned from Tony Robbins about
I think you
language,
learned it from me.
physiology, language, physiology, and focus. So the three things that's going to make a difference. And exactly that's what he's talking about. Obviously, I learned the skill set of rewiring my brain, my survivor brain. And one of the things that we learned about is the power of the language. When you say something to yourself over and over, and you actually use your physiology when you say that, you believe it, you say, yeah, I'm making a 9-figure business by the end of the show. I'm making it 100%. 100% that's going to happen. We know that when you do it with your combined language and physiology, then the whole body going to give a signal to your brain that this is happening. And then when it's believe it's happening, then you're gonna figure it out a way. It's just like, is it fate? Is it like, I don't know what it is. The universe is gonna, when you believe in something, you guys underestimate the power of the brain.
And
When
if
you
you,
do the
sorry.
prayer. Yes, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm really passionate. And
Yeah.
also when you say, let's say to yourself, I don't know, I'm gonna own an elephant, right? How the hell are you gonna do that? But if you put it out, I mean, obviously that's the most bananas thing ever. I'm on fire this week. Getting out there out of the box. Well, the box is so far away, I can't see the box anymore. So I'm gonna own an elephant, right? That's like not doable, really. You probably don't think it's doable. But your brain, another thing is your brain hates an open loop. If you create a problem, like how am I going to get a freaking elephant? And you think about it in becoming obsessed with things like you were to build your business, like incredible business. You think about it all the time. And in your brain, you've got this, I need to own an elephant. I'm going to own an elephant. You will actually, your brain works on it because it does its head in. It's like, she's got to get an elephant. How am I going to do it? And it hates the open loop, and it works really, really hard to close that loop. And it's the same with any problem. And it's the foundation of entrepreneurship. She says, being completely broke at the moment. It's the foundation of entrepreneurship. But it is, because I have been incredibly wealthy. It's, you know, it's up and down. But once you've got the skill, you've got the skill. And you create the open loop, and your brain will solve that problem. And it's the same with absolutely anything. You know, we start a business. We don't know, we tell ourselves we're going to have a 9-figure business. We haven't got a freaking clue how we're going to get there. But if we tell ourselves in positive language that this is going to happen, your brain will work 24 hours a day to solve that problem. And that is what the serendipity is. It's you're making it happen. I don't believe in the manifestation, all that stuff. It's all a load of stuff and nonsense, I believe. It's hard work, clarity, and sheer balls out belief. And your brain putting it out there will solve the problem.
100% that's the case. 100%, guys. Like, if you truly believe on something, your brain's gonna figure it out a way. And the other way around as well. If you're constantly gonna say, I can't do it, your brain gonna find all the possible way to prove that you can do it. So it goes both way, unfortunately. So that means that it's language and physiology is very important. And you can just go say, yes, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. But then your physiology is like that, then that's not gonna have effect. You have to truly feel it with your body, physiology and language, truly feel it, and then try to see the outcome, vision the outcome that is coming to it. Think about your customer, think about how many lives you impacted, think about how your success is going to affect your family, yourself, your future. When you constantly vision those things, then your brain's gonna see the path and gonna say, this is happening, it's worth it. it's worth it, right? So the vision is another one. So definitely, like there are banned word in our company, like my team knows about it. No one in our company allowed to use a try. And I give you guys an example in Vegas, right? That when we were in the middle of the school game and we were number 4, we tried everything, a lot of things, and then we just couldn't push past the number 4 because the competition was so high and competitive in November. Then I had the conversation with Gabor, and then Gabor said we tried our best. The moment he said that, I was mad at him. I was mad at him. I was like, try is a bad word. We tried our best. That means you're already losing. You're already losing because you're just gonna say, okay, I'm giving up. That's basically what it means. So that's the power of the languages. I said, if we tried everything, if we tried our best, we wouldn't be number 4. So we haven't tried everything yet. Right? So the power of the language, or like we're gonna say, I will give it a try. You don't give it a try, you will do whatever it takes. You will make it happen. Or you're gonna say, I hope. Or some of you notice that when you use your language, it's like, oh yes, I hope I can get to 20K. Like, what do you mean I hope? I will, with an absolute certainty. There's no hope. Hope is a bad word. Get rid of the word hope. Or I say fingers crossed, or I say no doubt, right? I'll see how it goes. I'll make it a goal. So make sure that the words are very, very, very important, the power of the word. I think I can versus I will. There's no think. The word think is absolute bad. If versus when, we never, never use the word if in our company. Never. I'm never gonna say, if one day I can become a billionaire. I never said that. I said when I become a billionaire. When? Because with absolute certainty, I know I'm gonna become a billionaire. Absolute certainty. When people tell me, I love your confidence, Atana. How do you know? I said that because I know, because I believe it, and my brain gonna figure it out how. And because of that big mission, because of that big vision, and my belief is truly believed at my brain, then I keep pushing it and I'll figure it out one day. I don't know the how now. Of course, I don't know the how. I don't even know how I'm going to be the 8-figure yet. I'm just figuring things out as I go every day, but all I know that when it happens. So if versus when, there's no if, guys. When you have a goal, get rid of the if. Hope versus one. I hope I can be successful. I want to be successful as bad as I want to breathe. I study a lot of the successful people. That's a language they use. They literally say, I want to be successful as bad as I want to breathe. This is how badly you want to be successful. So success requires a commitment, and it's in your schedule. That's basically this. We go through some time management at the beginning of this course. This course is very, very good course, guys, for you guys to start with making commitment, having a strategy about how you can get the client acquisition. So I'm very quickly, I'm going to refer to this AIpreneurs manifesto. I attach it in the chat. Please make sure that we're running out of time. I'm not going to go through that, but please have a look. If you haven't yet, it's in the chat. If you guys are the paid members, it's also under the classroom. We've got a couple of courses about mindset. So that's the first module of that. And there's a couple of other ones. This one is a very, very good session we did with Harut. Harut is, I think he's 20 years old guy, very, very successful. And he talks about the mindset a lot. Who attended that session with Harut? Put it in the chat, guys. One, if you attended that session with Harut. Has anyone here did? Athena, you did? Yeah. So Alicia, yes. So basically that was supposed to be about the YouTube and the school. And then all the session ended up being Harut, because then at the end, Harut said, you know what? I think your members got annoyed. I'm so sorry, Atana, but none of them going to be successful with the tactic I'm going to teach them if they don't have the right mindset. So I just couldn't help. The whole session ended up being about mindset, right, and tactic. So that's why we just moved it to this. But yeah, anyway, guys, absolutely so many inspiring story. And guys, I just want to ask the audience a couple of questions, and we're going to wrap it up. So a question is, what was the, you know that I'm talking about pattern recognition a lot of times, skills of pattern recognition, right? That's something I've learned from Tony Robbins. What was the common pattern you found between all the 4 success stories? What was a few things that all of them had? Just put in a chat what you think. And also, you're more than welcome to unmute yourself at this stage if you want to share any takeaway. If you guys have any questions from the speakers. And also, Jennifer, if you don't mind to pop the link to your socials and school handle or calendar so people can connect with you.
Oh, I would if my socials weren't a complete bloodbath. I need to
It
do
doesn't
those.
matter, like a school handle, or it could be your calendar or
Oh,
any.
sure, no problem. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So basically, okay, what was the common pattern we found? Resilience, yes. Hardship, implementation, they found a way, consistency and persistency, mindset, 100%. So mindset, all of these 4 speakers, they came from traumatic experience. They all had traumas, lost everything, started again, right? Mindset. They're not coming from rich daddy, they're not experienced or anything, because there's a lot of the false objection between the AIpreneurs thinking that everyone that has a success, they have a rich daddy, they have a rich husband or whatever they're thinking about that. And so mindset, I would say number 1 reason for the success of all the 4 for all the 4 success stories, that a strong mindset, believing in themselves, they're over talking about the same thing. The power of the mindset, like Jonathan shared about how he was almost giving up. He came to the mastermind and he realized that is story of me about the webinar, the first webinar I did on the first hour of the school game, that was our entire strategy, how we win the school game, was that then no one bought. And I had an option of giving up and say webinars don't work, because everyone told me webinars don't work for the high ticket in the school, selling directly to the school guys. Everyone told me that. They said that, Atana, you cannot do it. I talked to a couple of mentors before then, and they said that you cannot do it in the school. Never in the history of a school anyone did that, and you want to reinvent the wheel. And I said that I have no other choice, because we don't have any salespeople. We have a team of 3. How are we supposed to become number 1 in the school game? Talking about 250K MRR at least to be number 1, with having no sales team, and then putting together a sales team takes a couple of months with the script, with the process and the system. I knew the only way I could do that was to one-to-many. And when the first webinar fell, I didn't give up. And some people said, no, I told you so. I said, no, I'll figure it out. So we went and figured out what was the problem. The problem was the offer. The problem was the difficulty with signing up to school. So I share about all of that in the webinar. By the way, the recording of our mastermind in Vegas is up. So you paid members, please do yourself a favor and go watch that. It's a couple of hours, but I literally shared so much detail about how we could build a business, the webinar strategy, the school game, like from start to finish, including giving you snapshots, scripts, everything that you guys need. It's not just the learning, it's learning and execution available in that course. It's inside the classroom called Vegas Mastermind. Make sure you go watch it. But yeah, mindset, that was a common pattern. Coming from the difficult background, they don't stop, they keep going, that's correct. Taking the worst situation and using that as motivation, focus. All right, so thank you so much, anyone. 2 hours and everyone is still hanging around. That's amazing. So guys, what about now? It's time for the vote, right? We're gonna vote to announce the AIpreneur of the month. So it's very hard, guys. Like all the 4 of you, honestly, like I want to make you all the 4 of you to be AIpreneur of the month. You're all very amazing and like inspirational stories. Everything that you guys did, it's just very, very difficult situation. But we have to choose one. We have no choice. So for me, is going between Deb and Jonathan. So it's kind of, I'm trying to say Jeb or Jonathan, like, it's very, very hard to make that decision. So anyway, but I'm gonna go with Deb. Even though that's very, very hard, it just because Deb is like basically $47,000 in 30 days, Deb. It's very, very hard to compete with that.
Thank you. I got on my shirt. Like, hey.
Very
Well
nice, very
done.
nice. That's a great shirt.
Very nice. That's amazing. It's very, very hard though. Like I want to give the AIpreneur from all of you, but 47,000 in 4 weeks, guys, it's just like insane. Absolutely
Thank
insane.
you.
We're so proud of you, Deb, and your achievement.
Thank you.
So guys, let's do the voting. So just put the names. So Deb, Jonathan, Alicia, and Jennifer. Put in a chat who you want to vote to as AIpreneur of the month.
So I have to agree with you, Atena. It's really hard to choose.
Yeah.
All of them are absolutely remarkable and definitely exhibit qualities of winners. I mean, it's just, they've all done amazing things. But I want to point something out. And working with you the last several months, this is such an important skill set for an entrepreneur. You just walked through in your mind how you were going to rate these four, and then you made a decision. Sometimes we become so paralyzed in that process and have so much fear around making a decision. And I was sitting here going, oh my God, how's she going to make a decision? Flip a coin, spin a wheel or something. But you did. You walked through, you said what you need to say, and you made a decision. And I thought, that's what does it. That's what makes you successful. You just keep it going. You make things happen.
Oh, thank you so much for the compliment, Athena. It has been a roller coaster journey in our company, huh? Absolute roller coaster. Something for the Netflix movie. Guys, we're recording all of the moments that we have because it's the Netflix movie for AIpreneurs gonna happen 100%. I vision it already, and we're gonna invite our success story to be part of the movie. You're gonna ask me how, Atana, what is your plan? I have no plan. I don't know how. I haven't figured that yet. All I know, I have a vision, right? That we're going to have a Netflix series for the AIpreneurs, and I also can see vision particular members that are they talking in that Netflix series, and I vision things, and yeah, and then that's something you guys need to do, guys. During the entrepreneurship journey, try to record the moments. Try to record the moments when you're crying. Record yourself, you're crying, you talk yourself, because when the Netflix movie comes, then you're gonna share all of that. And all that moments, the cries, the doubts, the ups, the downs, the victories, the laughs. And I think I remember during the school game that the Tatiana made a very big mistake. I think she was trying to sell someone that already bought so hard or something multiple times. I don't know what was that story. And then she told me that, she said, Atana, I'm so sorry. And then me turned it to a positive thing, and I was just laughing like uncontrollable laugh that I just couldn't stop. And then we all just started giggling to something that we felt something went wrong. We tended to be actually like an absolute giggle story. And then Athena, she went and pinned it to the top of the WhatsApp. And she said that I'm just gonna listen to it. Everything I feel down was like, it was just crazy. And
But it is those moments and being able to replay them. I tell you, it's everything. It is so nice. Like if I'm having a little bit of a bad day and I go to the top of our WhatsApp and I listen to Atena laughing, you can't help but smile. It completely changes your mood. So it's neat to find those moments that you can lean on, you know? Yeah, it was great.
I was trying to explain why I'm laughing, and just like I couldn't talk. It's just, oh my gosh. I think the story was she was trying to sell someone that already bought, and I don't know what she was trying to do. That was something hilarious. Like she was trying to be clever, and at the end, she realized that she's trying to pitch to someone that already bought. And but yeah, anyway, that was, I don't remember the details, but that was hilarious. Guys, just be nice to yourself. You make a mistake, you laugh at it, pat on your back, and make it to be part of your story. Record the moments, and when the Netflix series come, that's gonna be something you share with the world and inspire the entire world, right? So use these
Yeah.
failures as a part of to say, I used to be there, right? I hear you, I see you. And definitely try to record the moments as you go. So okay, so it comes to the words dip. All the four. We need to choose one. So Deb, it's look like that you got the majority of the vote. Congratulations. You got Partner of the Month.
Yay,
Yay!
Thank you
fantastic.
so much.
Oh
Oh my
wow, that's
goodness.
so
Thank you.
amazing. This is the first Partner of the Month we have in our paid community. So that's fantastic. Congratulations. So send us your PayPal. We transfer you your prize of $1,000 cash straight away. And also I will get my team to contact you about the podcast. AIpreneurs podcast is back again, guys. I haven't done it for like 7-8 months. So we're gonna bring it back again. Every month we interview, and the podcast gonna be sharing my social and everywhere as well, in the free community, in the social, in the YouTube. So basically you're gonna get a little bit of branding exposure as a kind of like thank you. Thank you for taking action. All I can say is that this is my reward to you, but thank you for taking action. And
Thank you.
inspire everyone.
Thank you.
Well done. The other thing, guys, is that we creating the profiles, a specific profile to the AIpreneurs, and the AIpreneur of the month going to get a specific profile for your school that's got the certain colors that everyone can see. So everyone that joined this community in the future forever, they're going to see that Deb has that profile picture is because she's AIpreneur of the month. It's kind of we're doing that for the branding and also a bit of recognition for AIpreneurs, because we want to do some branding about that too across the entire school. Then in that way, everyone that see you, they realize who you are. So we associate that brand with you and who you are. So we're working on it. It's actually ready for me. Just need to go review and